there and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Angie and I'm a chemist who loves makeup. So today we are going to be talking about the new Dose of Colors skincare line. If you haven't heard of Dose of Colors before, they were most popular, I think, for their liquid lipsticks and their eyeshadows. I first learned about them through their Desi Perkins and Katie collaboration. I'm wearing the highlighter today, and so that's how I found out about it. And so they just launched a skincare line. We're gonna break down the ingredients in the products. I'm gonna give you how I believe they will perform and my thoughts on the products as a whole. So first we're gonna start with the cleanser, and the way that I'm gonna kind of do these is we're gonna look at what they are highlighting first, what they say is important in their formulation, in their triple dose cleanser. So the thing we have to remember about cleansers is they are only on your skin for a short amount of time. Their main focus is to just cleanse everything on your skin that you do not want on your skin. That includes dirt, makeup, oil. So a lot of the ingredients in here that might be beneficial in leave-on formulas may not have the desired effect due to the short time on your skin. So the highlighted ingredients, the first one they talk about is cocoa glucoside. So this cocoa glucoside is highlighted as a gentle surfactant. And if you aren't sure what a surfactant is, surfactants have a hydrophilic and a hydrophobic end. So the hydrophilic loves water, is going to be attracted to water, which obviously you're cleaning your face with. And the other end is going to be attached to something like oil, for instance. And since oil and water don't mix, this is kind of the bridge in between those two, and by doing this you are able then to rinse that away. So this helps get things off your face that water on its own cannot rinse off. So the one they're talking about, this cocoa glucoside, isn't actually in the highest concentration and wouldn't even be considered the primary surfactant. This would be more of a secondary surfactant. The main surfactant, I believe, is sodium lauryl methaisoethanoate, followed by cocamidopropylbentane, and sodium methyl allyl taurate. And cocoa glucoside is below all of these. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not super effective in this formula, but all of these work together. So all of these are considered gentle, and cocamidopropylbentane is also derived from coconuts like cocoa glucoside, but this was the one they chose to highlight. This happens a lot with marketing. This sounds better than those really long compound names. Personally, for me, I like that this has multiple surfactants. By having a variety of surfactants in a cleanser, you are then able to remove a wider variety of things off your skin. So the next highlighted ingredient is hyaluronic acid. And we know this is a good humectant. It's very good at pulling in water. And in this case, it's in the form of sodium hyaluronate, which is very common in formulas. This is just the salt version of hyaluronic acid. Again, there are other ingredients in here that also function as humectants and are higher in the ingredients list that need some love too. For instance, glycerin. Glycerin is very, very underrated, but is in many formulas. And urea, which will also give you a nice feeling to the skin. They just don't sound as sexy as hyaluronic acid. So if I haven't mentioned it, this is a gel formula. There's not a lot of emollient ingredients, meaning ones that are kind of like give you that soft feeling to skin, kind of you're feeling a little bit like, I don't want to say greasier, making it feel like you haven't taken all the moisturizer off your skin. So because there are more humectant ingredients in here, that is going to help your skin not feel like it's super stripped and dehydrated. Sodium PCA is also hygroscopic. It's going to attract water to it, as well as vitamin B, D-panthenol, also humectant. Lots of good things drawing moisture to the skin. So now we have some ingredients like caffeine, niacinamide, and a chestnut seed extract. I'm not quite sure what that one is supposed to do. I know the other ones are more common. People know more about them. But again, this is a rinse-off formula, so they are a little bit higher in the list, so they may have some effect, but I don't put too much weight on them because this is a rinse-off product. I would like to see these in other products. So I think this is something that I would be willing to try. I do like the gel cleansers as of recently. So next we're going to go into the serum. So this is supposed to visibly brighten, smooth, and reawaken skin. So some of their highlighted ingredients are niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, in this case it's hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, vitamin E. In this case, tocopherol acetate as its own is beneficial to the skin. Tocopherol is more beneficial as an antioxidant to the formula itself. And there are extracts from maple and sugarcane, bilberry extract, as well as 3 citrus extract. So again, with hyaluronic acid, it's going to be good at drawing moisture to the skin. So as with the other formula, there are other ingredients, there are other humectant ingredients in here that there are more of that also deserve credit. In this formula, within the top 4 ingredients, you have glycerin, butylene glycol, and propanediol. Now, the reason why you would use different ones, they have different thicknesses to them, different weights. Some of them are more lightweight than others. So combinations of the similar types of ingredients are going to be used due to how they make the skin feel after, how heavy the formula is. There's going to be a lot of that in here. So that's why there's more than one type in here. And with hyaluronic acid, you can't really even put it that high on a formula because above about 2%, that formula starts to become very gel-like. It's very good at drawing moisture to itself. As for the niacinamide, which is known to be beneficial, I'm not sure how beneficial it is in this product as a whole. It does look like it's below the 1% line, and that's lower than what I've seen is typically expected to be effective. So just because it is below the 1% line doesn't mean it won't be effective. The way that things are formulated could mean that it could still be effective at this instance. I just wouldn't take this ingredient being present as a primary selling point to why I would buy this particular serum. And like I said, the vitamin E, tocopherol acetate is beneficial for the skin as an antioxidant, but tocopherol, the other form, is mostly in there to be beneficial as to help the product from not going rancid. There are a lot of natural extracts in here. Things do age over time, and this is going to help those things not oxidize, to turn funky colors, leave a smell, and help extend the shelf life of this formula. And the way that they highlighted the citrus extracts is that there is vitamin C in there, so they would be beneficial. But realistically, the concentration of vitamin C you're probably reaping from these fruit extracts is probably very minimal. The typical concentration of vitamin C you find in most formulas is around the 5% mark. I would take the benefit of these citrus ones as they're just antioxidants in general, and that's going to be beneficial. I wouldn't really take these citrus, again, not a big selling point for me. So speaking of antioxidants, there's a less fun name antioxidant in this formula, hydroxyacetophenone. It is a known antioxidant. This is gonna help boost the preservative system in the formula. This one in particular is known to leave a smooth, soft feeling to the skin, so it's gonna feel nice afterwards. And it's going to inhibit an enzyme COX-2 in the surface of the skin, so that's gonna help reduce signs of irritation. So this is a really cool ingredient, but it just doesn't sound as fun as these other ingredients. So I think overall this isn't bad. It is hydrating, it does have antioxidants in there, but if you are specifically looking for a serum that has vitamin C or niacinamide, if you're looking for a serum that's more centered around those ingredients, there's a lot of ones from like The Ordinary and ones like that to focus on specific ingredients. All right, so now we're gonna go into the oil. So on the website, it says that it has 44.2% squalane. And squalane is good because it's gonna help moisturize the skin. It's gonna help prevent that transepidermal water loss, and usually these oils are a lot more lighter weight than other occlusive agents. So all of that hydration that you're adding with a serum, such as this one, a moisturizer, this is gonna help lock that in. This is gonna help this prevent your skin from drying out. That happens a lot, especially in dry environments. We're getting into the winter, that you can get all this hydration on your face, but you sit for a little while in the dry air. Airplanes do this, low humidity air, and your face is just gonna dry out. So you need something to lock in that. And in terms of an oil, this is a pretty good oil. It's saturated, which means it's gonna be more stable, which means it's gonna be less prone to breaking down. So to explain this, when you have oils, you can have saturated oils, you can have monounsaturated oils, multi-unsaturated oils. I can't remember the name for that right off the top of my head for some reason. But in terms of stability, they are more stable because the carbon has only single bonds. When you have an unsaturated formula, I'll put up a picture right here, these two carbons are now double bonded to each other. And because they are sharing these electrons, they are going to want to combine with something else to have single bonds. That's what leads to these oils going bad faster. So the next ingredient they mention is jojoba oil. Now, when I was looking for this ingredient on there. So the inky name, this is the ingredient nomenclature that all cosmetics are supposed to use, is Simone Cia Chinesis jojoba oil. And that is how it should be written on the ingredients list, unless it's mixed in with some other ingredient that I can't see on there. But I didn't see this anywhere on the ingredients list, so I don't know if that was a mistake that they highlighted it or what, but I didn't see it on there. So according to that, maybe it's on the packaging, but it's not on the ingredients list online. So, and of course, there's like 6 different extracts that are following it. Now, these are all anti-inflammatory or antioxidant, so these are gonna be good. Even if they're low, they're still going to be anti-inflammatory. They are still going to be antioxidants. These are just not things we could expect miracles from. So if something is antioxidant or considered anti-irritating, I'm going to let that slide a little bit more. I'm going to kind of be a little bit more critical of where active ingredients like niacinamide or vitamin C fall in a formula, because those are supposed to have a certain change to the skin. So for instance, this linden flower extract, it's supposed to act like as an astringent and tighten pores. Is it probably realistically going to do that based on where it is in the list? No, probably not. So that's why that one I don't give a lot of weight for. So that's why I am more concerned about claims made such as tightening pores and stuff like that than something being to help reduce inflammation and being an antioxidant, because those are just overall beneficial for the skin, I guess. I don't know, let me know what you think about that below. That's kind of my philosophy. I just don't think that there's enough of these extracts in the formula that you are gonna see a major difference due to any one of these. Maybe all together they help your skin overall. So this oil, I think, does have some good ingredients. I think it does work. I think it would work really well for preventing water loss. So personally for me, I probably wouldn't buy this. I'd probably go with a different oil product if we're being honest, just because I don't want a lot of the extracts in here. But one thing I do want to point out is the packaging on this product. Now, this packaging is really good for an oil because A, it's completely opaque. It's not even like a dark glass bottle. There is no light going into this because it is opaque. And it has a pump, which is very uncommon I've seen with oils. I don't really know of a lot of oils that do that. And by doing this, you are not exposing this to air as much. A lot of these brands have the little droppers, so every time you open it, you're exposing it to air. If you're one of those TikTok people and you get it on your face, heaven forbid, then you're now introducing that back into your oil every time you add it in. So this packaging is going to help this last longer. It's not going to probably go rancid as fast. So if you're someone who takes a while to use products, maybe this is a good oil product to try. So I did want to point that out because it's not ingredient related, but it is packaging related and will help the stability of this oil. And lastly, we are going to go into the final product of this launch, which is the moisturizer. And I've been through most of the highlighted ingredients earlier. They're gonna contribute to the formula similarly. One thing I was skeptical about is them highlighting what they refer to as stable vitamin C. In most formulas, you want to have a concentration of at least 5%. Vitamin C is usually not very stable, so you'll usually see it around like 10 to 15% to account for it degrading over time. This is why I've been looking for a vitamin C serum that I wanted to try out to really see how if I like vitamin C, but I'm very skeptical due to the stability of vitamin C. So there's 3 types in here: ascorbic acid, which is the purest form, tetrahydrodecyl ascorbate, and the last one is 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid. And this one is in the highest concentration and is supposed to be the most stable. So the other 2 I wouldn't really consider as major contributing factors to the vitamin C concentration, but this 3-O-ethyl one I looked into more. So it's not supposed to oxidize as fast according to data I've seen from manufacturers. It's supposed to be more stable. So based on where it lies in the ingredients list, as well as this supposed increased stability, I'm hopefully optimistic about this ingredient in there and its contribution to this formula as a whole. And I'm hoping that you will see the benefits of the vitamin C from this formula. So the rest of the formula. So for humectant's sake, because this is a moisturizer, you have glycerin and propanediol at the top of this list. So those are going to be what is drawing moisture to the skin. And next you have dicappyl carbonate. This is going to leave a soft feeling to the skin. And capric caprylic triglyceride is also going to be an emollient, leave a soft feeling to the skin, and is going to act as an occlusive agent to help keep that moisture in. And there are more of these occlusive type ingredients. The thing in here is that nothing is too heavy, so this makes it really good for daily wear because it should have a lighter weight feeling on the skin. So this one I think I would try out. It seems like a good lightweight moisturizer, plus with the potential vitamin C benefits, I would be willing to try this out. So overall, a couple things about this line. It is fragrance free. So I have no issues with fragrance, but if you are someone who likes to avoid fragrance in your skincare line, this one is fragrance free. That being said, some ingredients do have things like limonene in there, which could help contribute to there being a scent, or if you're worried about potential irritation, that could be a thing. I, again, don't really have a lot of issues, and they are low on the list, but just something to point out if you were looking into this line. So the other thing is that again, talking about the packaging, it does have that pump packaging. It looks really nice. I love pumps. I think pumps are great. I think we should use more pump. They just feel more sanitary, which we all would like nowadays. And it helps me control how much of a product I get as opposed to like a jar product. So one thing I would love to see from Dose of Color Skincare is that they come out with a sunscreen, because I think that's the one thing that they are missing from this line to be a very simple routine skincare line. Again, you have the things in this line are a cleanser. You have a serum, which is supposed to have other benefits, but primarily is a hydrating serum. You have a moisturizer, and you have an oil. These are all things that are meant to have a very basic routine, keep the skin hydrated, which is very, very important. And the sunscreen to protect your skin would just be the cherry on top, to be like a whole skincare line that somebody could use and not really need any other products. Typical, unless you had other skin concerns. If you like how I deep dive into a specific line from a brand, give this video a like and let me know down below what you would like me to talk about next, whether it be makeup or skincare, either or. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel so that way you will know when the next video comes, where we're going to talk about the science behind makeup and skin. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!